Side of Merseyside, and it's there. It is 1-1. It's that man, Tim Cahill.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Cahill's Corner Flag. I'm Jamie. I'm back again, and there's only one place we can really start this morning. Is the atrocious second half performance at Norwich. Finished 1-1. At the end of the day, you could say it was a fair result. On second half performance, we were atrocious. Let's skip back, let's rewind to the first half. I thought we were brilliant. We did everything we could do first half. Attacking wise, we were outstanding. A little bit slack at the back. Bainesy looked a bit rusty, I thought, yesterday. But we created 6 or 7 really good goal scoring opportunities and we only took 1. And I remember sitting there at half time thinking, I'll text my mate who's a Norwich fan. John Lloyd, if you listen to this, you're getting a shout out. He was texting me as a big Norwich fan, goes, you're battering us, mate. And I said, just wait till second half. We haven't taken our chances, and guess how good we are at defending set pieces. I said, you've always got a chance. And Norwich, they rely on their set pieces and being good at and organised at set pieces to get goals, because it's important when you're down the bottom tier to get 3 goals. Martinez, if you listen to this is what we need to do. If we're going to aim to be a top 4 team, we have to learn A, to defend set pieces, and B, attack them and get goals from them, because at the moment we're a mid-table team with the lack of ability in defending set pieces and the lack of ability in attacking set pieces, both from an offensive and defensive viewpoint. We're not going to get anywhere. But no, going back to the first half, thought we were brilliant. Excellent. Rom's movement was fantastic again. I thought him and Jerry linked up fantastically. The ball in by Jerry again was different class. Like we remember 10-15 years ago, David Beckham used to do that for fun at Man United. And Jerry seemed to have got this technique that he's developed over the last 12 months. I don't know if we saw it much at Sevilla last year, but he's certainly started to do this at Everton, and we're getting goals from his delivery from the right hand side. My only worry with Jerry is he floats in and out of games, and if he has impacts like he did for Rom's first goal, that's absolutely fine. But since it's his first half where we really need that second goal, and he kind of drifted inside a little bit, and Coleman needed him to be on the run down the right hand channel, and he just stopped. And he needs to be drawing that full-back out. Then that stretches the full-back out of position. And then that gives midfield runners like Cleverley the space to be able to nip in between the centre-half and the full-back, because there's that extended space. But I thought we were all fantastic first half. They didn't have a chance first half. Barring a cross that came in that floated out, I can't remember them having an opportunity first half. And it was, as we said, it was a lack of taking our chances. Rom had 2. 3 possibly. Kone had one-on-one, and he had one where he just needs to nick it. Keeper's bringing him down, keeper's gone, he's red carded, last man, and we got a penalty. Bainesy had the chance when, of course, it can't hit the bar and drop in, can it? Or hit the post and drop in. No, it has to hit the post and rebound out, and it's just one of those this season where the last couple of games we haven't got the luck when we've needed it. Palace on Monday, we hit the crossbar twice, we hit the post, it rolled along the line and came out again. The keeper had a worldie. We're just lacking that killer touch in front of goal in the last 3 games, which we found against Sunderland, which we had against Villa. And if we can find that killer touch in front of goal again, we'll put games to bed. But my huge worry, and I'm sure a lot of supporters share my worry, is how brittle we look at the back when the going gets tough. When Norwich first half stepped off us, they let us play, we created umpteen chances. They didn't put any pressure on us at the back. But as soon as they got that corner at the start of the second half, you think they're going to whip this in with a bit of pace into the edge of the 6-yard box and between the 6-yard box and the penalty area, and they're going to look to attack it. And we seem to get stuck underneath players. I don't know whether we zonal mark or it's man marking, but we always get out jumped at corners. Doesn't help when your goalkeeper's just stood on his line and doesn't come out and make a decision. And it was deja vu once again. Corner come in, didn't defend it properly, and it's come from a second phase corner. It's not direct header like Monday when Dan got the goal. It came from the ball coming down, dropping in the box, and then we're not clearing it. Keeper pushes it out, bounces around like a pinball, and then Barkley's got no chance on the line, and he makes pig's ear of it. But let's be fair, it's not the goal. He's not his fault. If Tim Howard holds that or pushes it around where he needs to, then we get to defend another corner again, and we get to reorganise. But this season, I did the sums on the train home from Norwich yesterday, that we've conceded 16 goals from crosses or corners that we haven't defended properly this season. So that's either direct corners that have been swung into the box, that's crosses from out wide in open play that we haven't defended, or corners that have come in that we've not defended. This, like we've defended the first phase, and then the second phase they've got a goal at it. Like Man United, that was an example where the ball came in, we headed it out, we didn't defend it properly, and the ball came back in and Schneiderlin poked it in at the back post by Howard diving the wrong way. That's 16 goals. 16 goals, and we're not even at the end of December yet. We're middle of December, we've conceded 16 goals from corners or set pieces. That's a very worrying stat. And my worry, I keep saying the word worry, I worry because Martinez has had 2.5 years to solve this problem, and he's still not solved it. We've got one of the best young centre-halves in the world playing for us in John Stones, who I thought was exceptional yesterday, especially after he rolled his ankle in the warm-up and everyone round by us was really worried that he wouldn't be playing, and we ain't got any centre-halves on the bench, have we? So I think Gibson started to warm up, so it looked like he was going to play centre-half at one point in the warm-up. But Stonesy came through it, and then he had that full second half, and no, first half it was, and we were worried again, but he came on and came back through again. But the worry is we've got John Stones playing centre half, and Funes Mori looks good in spells, and it's still early, still adapting to the pace of the Premier League. But we just look so exposed sometimes. We go too gun-ho too early. I think it was about 60, 70 minutes yesterday, and they broke on us, and we had Funes Mori was the only person back. Both full-backs had pushed up, Stones obviously dropped into midfield and left us nobody at the back, and if they had a better ball, luckily Funes, I think he overcooked it and Howard just came out and picked it up, but I think Cameron Jerome was running through the middle. All they needed was a better ball and they were in, and that's 2-1. And as we saw second half, we didn't have a clue how to break them down second half, and that goal at the beginning of second half completely killed us and just knocked all the stuffing out of us. All the hard work that we generated first half was just out the window because of lack of organisation, a lack of a goalkeeper who can come out and punch the ball, come out and catch the ball. But we have a goalkeeper who can do that. His name's Joel Robles, and he sits on the bench most weeks. He's shown in the Carling Cup or Capital One Cup, whatever we call it nowadays, is he can come and organise. He can come and catch things. He can come and punch things if he needs to. He comes off his line, and he kind of takes the pressure off the defenders, and that's what you want as a centre half. If you know your keeper's coming to clatter, come out, knees up, arms up. Centre halves, centre forwards haven't got that luxury of being able to come through and smash players. Like if they do, it's a foul, but keepers have got that freedom to be able to come out and catch and punch the ball and dominate the box. But we need a goalkeeper to do it. Joe Robles for me is that man, but he needs it extended around the team. And for me, Martinez is A, not brave enough, big enough, because I know Howard is a senior pro in the dressing room, I'm sure he has a huge say. Him, Jags, Osman, Barry and Baines, there's a few off the top of my head, are clearly the senior pros in the squad, and they have a huge say. And that's not necessarily who plays, but I'm guessing the change room. They man and boss the change room. And from recently reading Tim Howard's book, he's clearly a huge personality in the Everton dressing room. When David Moyes left, Moyes got all of the senior pros together before it was even released that he was leaving. He took them to a hotel, I think in Liverpool, and explained that he was leaving for Man United. And he clearly had a big say in the changing room. He wouldn't have been part of that inner circle that Moyes had. So I think he has quite a lot of power in the dressing room at Everton. So, but it's going to take Martinez' ego, arrogance, over Howard's arrogance to say, right, I'm going to drop you. Your performance hasn't been good enough. I saw a stat last night on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's correct because he's since retracted it, but I think it's Matt Cheatham had posted that we've held the lead, I think in 12 games, and in 12 of those games we conceded 7 goals from one shot on target. So Howard has conceded 7 goals from only facing one shot after taking the lead, and God knows how many points we've dropped in that time. This isn't a Tim Howard ripping apart his personality. This is not it, not at all. But we need our goalkeepers to start making saves at big times. Goalkeepers save points and gain your points and win your points over the course of the season. Not many games this season I can think Howard has done that. I thought he played reasonably well on Monday, apart from getting beat by a straight header down the centre of his goal when he moved to the right and he just let it go. It was just down the centre. Any goalkeeper worth their salt would have saved that. But he did make some other good saves in the game. He made a good save first half, made himself big. He made a good save too, I think, Balassi, second half when they were counter-attacking us. So he's got that in his locker, but he just and our Spurs. Going back, he played really well at Spurs earlier on the season, where he probably won us that point. So I count 1 point. There you go, Howard. There's your point. But we need to stop conceding these sloppy goals. 2.5 years in, Martinez still not solved this problem of conceding goals from set pieces and looking so easy to get goals against. Going back to his Wigan time, and I watched a lot of Wigan towards the end of that season, because there was a few rumours going around after they knocked us out of the cup that Martinez might be the new Everton manager, but there was nothing in Moyes leaving at that point, but it was just a bit of a speculation going around that if Moyes was to leave, that he would become the new Everton manager. So I watched their games, and I hope they stayed up just for the fact that if we did get Martinez, at least he would have kept Wigan up, but he ended up getting them relegated. I'm not sure it's his fault, but watching Match of the Day, week in, week out, you used to see them battering teams. Remember a game against Spurs they played, and they were at home, and they battered them. They were 1-0 up, and they created chances, couldn't score. And then passing it around at the back, the goalkeeper chipped it out. I think it was Joe Robles actually. Got caught on it, and Spurs got a really simple goal. I think Spurs ended up going on and winning that game, and it was just like they played so well, and they had such a foothold in the game, but they just relinquished it so easily by a bit of bad defending at the back, instead of everyone doing their job properly and just clearing your lines, pushing up the pitch, and look to win the ball back in midfield. They get caught on it, and I sat there yesterday, it was so frustrating sitting there. It was freezing cold in Norwich, everyone had their Santa hats on, and everyone was saying the same, just how frustrating is it that we can relinquish leads so easily when we work so hard to get them and get the leading games, that we give it away so often. I don't know what the answer is. The answer is staring us in the face. Joe Robles, give him a run of games in the team. It's not like to happen, because Martinez won't make that decision. A central midfielder, a big central midfielder who's got a bit more energy than Gareth Barry, to sit in front of that back four and just give them a bit more protection, because we're looking so exposed at times. As I said, the highlight yesterday was when Norwich were breaking on us, and they had about 3-on-1 at one point, and it was like, where's our defensive shape? We've got no shape when it comes to defending without the ball. We're so easy to get in behind. It's so easy to run down past the channels. Left hand side, Bainsley, as we said earlier on, I thought was poor yesterday, but we have to understand he's not played 90 minutes for 6-7 months perhaps, I'm not quite sure, but he's not played 90 minutes. He's going to be rusty, he's bound to be rusty, but as we said, no defensive shape, and we need to find that defensive solidarity if we're going to aim to finish top 6 or 7, because that top 4 is open this year. Man United dropping points yesterday. Just think, if we'd won the last 3 games, which we should have done, we would have been equal points with Man United right now. I don't know what the goal difference is, we'd be equal points, and we'd be thinking, right, going into the Christmas period, we've got a real chance here to go on a decent run. And the games that we played, we should have won every single game. We've had a hard fixture to start the season, but now we were going into our easier fixtures, we should have been picking up more points, but we're not. But we're going into that Christmas period where we're going to get games hitting us. We've got Leicester at home next week, and then we've got Newcastle away. So we've got Stoke at home, and I think we've got Spurs at home before we play our Capital One Cup, and then the FA Cup the following week as well against Dagenham, or I can't think what the name is, Hawk something. I can't go complete blank. But that's where we are at the moment, and we need to be picking up some more wins, because these draws are absolutely killing us. If we want to finish in the top 6, 7, we have to start winning these games and start putting games to bed. Looking back, the defence could say, well, if the strikers had taken a chance first half, we would have been out of sight, and we could have been sat there 3-4-0 up at half time, and Norwich couldn't have had anything to say about that. But we didn't take our chance. We're not ruthless enough. We need to get these young lads who we've got coming through, and we've got a great crop of young lads. They need to come through this, and they need to be stronger for it. But they need to learn that we've got to take our chances. If we don't take our chances, then there's every chance at the back that we're going to concede, because we're just not strong enough defensively. I'm going to finish it there, because I've moaned on for I don't know how many minutes, but it's been a good. Yesterday was great. First half was fantastic. Second half not so good. Man of the match is a difficult one. Very difficult. I thought Tom Cleverley was excellent. I thought his engine in midfield, he was all over the show, winning the ball back. He was probably, first half you'd probably say it was maybe Rom or Jerry, but I thought over the course of the game, Cleverley, he got stuck in when he needed to towards the end, when we were hanging on. Second half, when Norwich were putting the pressure on us a little bit, and we'd kind of run out of ideas. So I'm going to give it to Cleverley for today. So well done, Clev. Hope your running the team continues and you get stronger on the way back from this injury. Finishing off today, we have got, as you can see, I'm sporting a Tim Cahill corner flag T-shirt. It's not one that I've made myself before anyone starts. It's one that's been kindly donated and we received from a website called theartoffootball.com. So what I'm going to do is, for all the viewers who are watching this, if you could, I'm going to open a competition for you to win a replica shirt just like this. If you can answer the following question: who did Tim Cahill score his first goal for Everton against? So, who did Tim Cahill score his first goal for Everton against? If you can tweet in at Cahill's Corner Flag with the hashtag Cahill's Corner Flag with the answer, and I'll choose the winner at random. And then I'll get in contact with you, get your details, and we'll hopefully get your size and your address, and we'll send one to you. But you've got to be following us. And you've obviously got to watch the video, so all feedback is greatly received as usual, but hopefully moving on now to Leicester next weekend. We need to get back to winning ways, so I hope you have a good rest of your weekend, blue boys and blue girls, and come on you Blues.